Good afternoon, everyone. This Township of Selwyn regular council meeting of November the 11th, 2025 will come to order. We respectfully acknowledge that we are on the treaty and traditional territory of the Mississauga and Anishinaabe. We offer our gratitude to the First Peoples for their care for and teachings about our earth and our relations. May we honor those teachings. Please observe a moment of silence so the council staff and members of the public can quietly reflect on our duty to the community that we are trying to serve. Thank you. Members of the public, staff, presenters, and members of council, please be advised that meetings are broadcast and recorded and made available on the internet. Is there any declaration of pecuniary interest of the general nature thereof? Seeing none, please note that in the minutes. We have our minutes of October the 28th, 2025 before us. Are there any errors or omissions? If not, I'm looking for a motion to approve them. Moved by Councillor Koulis, seconded by Councillor Henry. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Is there any discussion out of the minutes? Seeing none, we now have question period, which is 15 minutes, where one question per person at a time can be asked. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to ask a question? This would be your opportunity to get any information. Seeing none, we will go to our first staff report. And Per, you're going to be talking about the growth plan for the Greater Golden Horseshoe.
Thank you, Your Worship. My first report to the council today is some revisions needed to our pre-consultation bylaw, our site plan control bylaw, and our community consultation policy. I'm recommending some changes to those as a result of the repeal of the growth plan last fall, as well as the implementation of the provincial planning statement, which also came into effect last fall. There's also the significant changes I'll summarize to these documents is that peer review clearance is being recommended to be moved back to the application review process rather than as part of complete application requirements. Council may remember that I believe it was Bill 109 in my report that added the refund provisions that were later removed by Bill 185 just this past summer. So we're looking to kind of just go back to how it used to be with regard to review of zoning and site plan control applications. The other component is First Nations consultation. Our policies were more or less reflected Curve Lake First Nation previously, and I'm making a recommendation that we expand that to Williams Treaties First Nations up to 7. And so basically that'll be reflected in our pre-consultation and our community consultation policy. And then also another component from site plan control that's being changed in our site plan control bylaw is exterior designs being removed as something we can review. That's a Planning Act change through Bill 23. There's some editorial changes. The council has copies of my proposed revisions to all 3 of those documents, a red line revision version. Though that's essentially the gist of my presentation today.
All right, thank you very much. Are there any questions of Per? Deputy Mayor Black.
Thank you through your Warden Sennis. Thanks for the report, Per. The other significant changes that are redlined are the vegetative. Closer. And put it right in my mouth. It's the sections that deal with the vegetative protection zones. It seems to be completely eliminated. Is that not part of the provincial plan now?
So through your worship, no, that vegetation protection zone wording is directly from the growth plan for the Greater Golden Horseshoe. We are no longer have that direction to implement the VPZs. So the provincial planning statement that has much less protections regarding natural features. The primary feature that is protected under the provincial planning statement is provincially significant wetlands. That's the extent of that's that.
Thank you.
Any other questions of Pear? If not, I'm looking for someone to move the recommendation before us. Moved by Councillor Boyko, seconded by Deputy Mayor Black. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you very much. Pear, you have the next application, consent application for 615 Eden Dairy Line.
Thank you, Your Worship. So the next application is a little bit unusual. I don't normally bring consent applications before council. I do have delegated authority for recommending approval for consent applications. In this particular case, due to my policy analysis, I have to recommend denying this particular application. And in those cases, I bring the matter before council to confirm the directions that will go forward in terms of comments to County Land Division. I'll just explain a little bit in the background in the material in my report. This is strictly comments. We are not making a decision on this application today. This is just comments going to the County Land Division Secretary. Those comments get incorporated as part of a package that goes forward to Land Division Committee at the county level. And then ultimately Land Division Committee is the deciding body on whether or not a consent application is approved or not. Essentially, in this case, the issue being that it's a consent application for residential lot creation, building lot in rural designated lands. Our rule for severances in that particular designation is you need one of the criteria is that you need a 20 hectare retained parcel. In this case, the application doesn't meet that minimum requirement. And hence I have to recommend denial because it doesn't conform to our official plan criteria for consent. And that's essentially where we're at today, looking to confirm direction going forward from council as to what you would like me to state as the township's position to the county. A standardized form is submitted called a municipal appraisal form. And I would prepare that on your direction in respect of whatever direction you give.
And generally, when something is denied, there have to be reasons. It isn't just to deny something. There have to be reasons for the denial. That will be part of your report.
So in answer to that, the denial would be the recommendation is denied based on non-conformity with our official plan.
Okay. Gotcha. Any questions or comments on this? Seeing none. Yes, Mayor.
Yeah, through you, Mayor Senes, Your Worship. So Pear, the only exclusion that you would have in your report is that it's undersized at 19.82 hectares at this point. So under the current OP, that's the only thing that will prevent it from.
That's correct.
From being supported.
That's correct.
In the new OP, land would be agriculture, it wouldn't be qualified at that point. But in the new OP, I think I understand that situations that represent less than 10% difference in the zoning or the bylaw will not require an OP. Am I wrong there?
So through your worship, I think you're misinterpreting some information from the
Okay.
province regarding minor variances.
Just minor variances.
So being that this is official plan direction, it would not be subject to those new proposed regulations by the province. It's an official plan minimum lot size, not a zoning bylaw minimum lot size.
So if this was approved on condition of minor variance today to go from 20 to 19.82, would that be a process that you could follow to make it
So through your worship,
legitimate? in your mind?
no, the Committee of Adjustment does not have approval authority to vary official plan direction. They only have approval authority to vary our zoning regulation, which is similar because the zoning has to reflect our official plan. So therefore, our zoning regulation also has sort of a minimum lot size of 20 hectares for rural agricultural, right?
Right.
But again, that can be varied through the Committee of Adjustment when it's just a zoning regulation matter.
Okay, I got you.
I will say too, like, I think you mentioned that you're aware that this is, it's going to prime agriculture in the new official plan. In which case the change in the rural consent criteria wouldn't apply to this lot once our new official plan is approved. Right.
Thank you.
Councillor Kulis.
So I have a clarification question to council. Is anybody here on the land committee at the county level? Land division, so, okay, just making sure I didn't have a conflict.
All right, so if there are no other questions, I'm looking for someone to, oh, you have another question or you're moving recommendation? All right. All right, and seconded by Councillor Henry. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. We have several consent items here. Is there anything that anyone wants pulled? If not, I need someone to move the consent items. Councillor Boyko, seconded by Councillor Kulis, all in favor. That's carried. Thank you. And does that include the petition? We don't usually get petitions. Okay, so we'll now move to the petitions. And we've got one for chickens or urban hens. And there's a recommendation in front of us that we send this or we acknowledge, receive it, and have it considered at the time we deal with our township comprehensive zoning bylaw. So you're moving that, Councillor Henry, seconded by Councillor Boyko.
No.
I'm not sure if you're seconding
I'm
it.
seconding it, and then I want to ask a question.
Sure.
Okay. I will absolutely second this. I'm just wondering when we are going to probably be looking at the zoning bylaws. So we're putting this down the road.
It's coming, but
So-
we have to wait for that.
Right. So it's the official plan that has to come, and then the zoning bylaws come from that. So
Am I
this,
wrong, Pear or Robert?
Yeah, through you, Your Worship. Yeah, once the new official plan is in effect, then we'll look to bring our comprehensive zoning bylaw into compliance with the dual P. So we've started work at staff level on preparing our to go out to find assistance with that work.
okay, very good. Thank you.
So you're still seconding it? All in favor? You got a question?
Thank you. So just to confirm, we're figuring out whether we're putting the chicken before the egg or what comes first.
Good one. Yeah. We got all in favor there? Was carried? Okay. All right, so we're now going to move into the Roma delegation requests. And it's my understanding that we had a couple from previous meetings. Councillor Henry.
Yes, thank you through Mayor Senes. Looking at having a delegation with the Minister for Emergency Management and Response with the province. Purpose of it would be to look at what funding opportunities or programs are available for municipalities to invest in mitigation efforts, enhance our local preparedness. And how can the province assist in ensuring the resilience of critical infrastructure in the region?
Staff has a good understanding as to what we're going to be looking for, so you can prepare the report. Okay. And we've already voted on that, so should we vote on it again? No.
Sorry, through you, you should have a resolution for this. That would be great.
Okay, well, but we have a second one because
Right.
Councillor Boyko was looking for a delegation with regards to the fire department.
I was through you, Mayor Senes. Yeah, I would like to make a presentation to ask if we could see greater capital funding so that we could not only pay for the capital that is necessary coming up, pumper truck, for example, but also so that we might purchase Generac generators for all of our fire halls to allow service during a loss of electrical service, and so that those halls might serve as warming centers and public service centers during outages of electricity. And perhaps there would be other capital items that the fire chief might be able to add to that list, but that at least that is part of our delegation.
Right. And did we have a motion before? I know we're going to do a resolution for the delegations, but do we have a motion for that before? Or is this new to staff?
This item's been raised in kind of different areas, obviously with the ice storm response. Emergency response has been brought up a couple of times. We do have a report coming to the next agenda that does outline our expenses that we've incurred as a result of the storm, as well as some recommendations, which include some of the things that Councillor Boyko is speaking to. But we should have a resolution for this item because that meeting, of course, is after the delegation deadline.
Yeah.
And just a note in terms of standby generators at our fire halls, a lot of the fire halls wouldn't be able to be used as a reception center. We do have other locations, so you might want to just be a little bit broader with that. It would be
That'd be just
halls and other related township facilities. for-
just fine.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yes.
Thank you through, Mayor. So one of the other items that I've thought of since then is the recycling issue with the non-eligible items that are causing some challenge. I don't know if the county is going to do a delegation on that.
They've requested a delegation 3 years in a row and been denied every time.
Right.
They have not taken us as the delegation, so
Is
I'm
it,
not sure how successful we would be if we were to do that.
is it
But
worth,
they are putting one in.
they are going to put another
Yeah.
one in this year? Is there any value in having us put it in as well? And maybe we get one? opportunity?
I don't know that they will entertain either, but sure, I guess we can ask for it. Yeah.
Could work with the county in the same presentation, basically, or the same. Rather than reinventing it, maybe more requests might come up with one at least.
I think pretty much every municipality is
I know.
looking for the same things.
It's a big challenge for us and our
It is.
residents and our businesses right now, so, yeah.
Madam Clerk?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I think we should put one in ourselves then if you want to.
Sure. Okay.
Just ask.
So I just wanted to go back to the one for Councillor Boyko. I was told by a resident who had their car parked right in front of the hardware store when the fire was taking place. And he wanted to get his car out of there and he had trouble doing so because it meant he had to drive over the hoses. And apparently there's some kind of a bridge thing that is metal that you can put down so that people can get around or over the tires. And that might be something, we don't have those, and it might be something else that we could request. You got something to say about that, Adam?
Yeah, through you, Madam Mayor. Yeah, there are ramps that can be used for the fire hoses. We did make a ramp over the fire hoses to get the traffic out of the village in. I was talking with Deputy Chief Jenkins, sorry, regarding those. They can get them online, so they are looking at maybe acquiring some.
Okay.
So in those situations, once the hoses are live, not much they can do at that point.
Yep.
But there are ramps like racks that you can lay the hoses. We have them similar setup for flushing fire hydrants as well.
Okay,
Our system, so it is something that they are looking at.
good. Okay, so you don't feel it's necessary to add that to our wish list?
Through you, Madam Mayor, you
Nice,
guys
they
can
paid for
put
it.
in whatever you want for your wish.
Okay, all
And
right.
if I could, that's why I said as part of what I said is that perhaps the fire chief could be consulted with and he would have a list that he
Yeah.
would know much greater than I would ever.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, all right, so we have the 3 delegations and we'll get one person to move them all. I know you've requested them. Okay, so Councillor Boyko and seconded by Councillor Henry. All in favor? Thank you. All right. All right, I'm going to pass you the gavel, Deputy Mayor Black, because I've got notice of motion that has been on our agenda and has been circulated with regards to the non-eligible, not include, the non-eligible. One of them is our food banks. And I recognize that there are a lot of other non-eligible groups that we could add to this motion. But it's been my experience that if you ask for everything, you get nothing. So I think it's really important that we do focus on the food banks because they're run by volunteers, not paid people. At the county council meeting last week, I introduced the same motion, and we had Sandra Peacock there, who runs the Lakefield Food Bank, and Patty and Joe Latour, who run the Bridge North Food Bank. They were in attendance to support the motion. Today is food bank distribution, so neither of them could be here. But any money that gets donated to the food banks is expected to be used for food. It shouldn't have to be used to pay for recycling, to get rid of the cartons and the boxes that the food they get donated comes in. And they will be responsible January 1st of 2026 to have to pay for this. So we've heard, I'm sure you've heard that food banks are, the use of them is going up exponentially, and people who even have jobs are resorting to the food banks because they can't make ends meet. So I think the province has put the food banks in this position by allowing them to be included on the non-eligible list. And we're just asking them to reinstate it as eligible. And Brian, Councillor Henry has seconded the motion, and I hope the rest of it will support it.
Thank you, Mayor Sennis. Is there any further discussion on the motion? All right, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? That's carried.
you.
Thank you.
So if you can keep the chair for a minute, because I have one other motion that I want to bring forward.
Okay.
I'm sure you've seen in the media, and some councillors have received emails about the fact we have an island named Prince Andrew Island. It's situated on the Otonabee River in Selwyn. We also have an island named Gordonton Island, named after the Scottish boarding school attended by the former Prince Andrew, King Charles III, and Prince Philip. I've been interviewed, and consequently articles have appeared, the Examiner, the New York Times, and the London, UK Times about the island's name and it being situated in Lakefield and Selwyn. As you can appreciate, we don't have the authority to just change the name of any island. And so I would request a motion that council support that staff prepare a report outlining the process required to change one or both island names and bring it back to council in the future so that we can vote on this. And I'm looking for someone to second it.
Thank you, Mayor Sennis. So Councillor Henry, you're going to second that motion? Okay, discussion?
Thank you, through, yes, I'm not really a fan of the council culture as it may be known, but the circumstances around this clearly has a special spot in my heart as to why we should be renaming them. I'm glad that Lakefield is being put on the map, but we got to find other reasons for it.
For sure.
Thank you, Councillor Henry. Anybody else? Any comments? Okay, so the motion is forward, seconded. All those in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. And the gavel back.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Black. All right, I am looking for a motion. First, let's deal with two bylaws before we go into closed. So I'm looking for someone to move. Madam Clerk, if you'd like to read them.
Sorry. Bylaw 70, it's the site plan control bylaw, and bylaw 71, the pre-consultation bylaw.
Councillor Koulis, Councillor Boyko seconding, all in favor. It's carried. Move to go into close, please. Councillor Henry and Deputy Mayor Black, all in favor. That is carried. And we will move into closed. Thank you.